Activity of selumetinib in neurofibromatosis type 1 related plexiform neurofibromas. Neurofibromatosis type 1 is a common genetic disorder that is characterized by multiple manifestations including tumors of the nervous system. Plexiform neurofibromas develop in 20 and 50% of persons with a neurofibromatosis type 1 and can cause substantial complications including pain, disfigurement, and malignant inflammations. Selumetinib is an oral selective inhibitor of MEK1 and 2 that has shown activity against several advanced adult cancers. Selumetinib was administered twice daily at a dose of 20 and 30 milligrams. Plexiform neurofibroma is a complex tumor involving several tissues. This tumor provides a massive distortion of the region where it is located, leading to aesthetic and medical problems. The majority of plexiform neurofibromas were occurring in limbs, torso, and skull face and produce hyperpigmentation and hypertrichosis. Applications in medicine. Treatment with the drug selumetinib is safe in a long term in the treatment of pediatric patients with NF1. It is associated with a decrease of up to 20% of the burden of plexiform neurofibromas. Selumetinib is important in the medical field because it contributes to better the quality of the life of people who have neurofibromatosis.
The first good news was that we actually saw tumor shrinkage in almost every tumor that every patient that we enrolled. And this shrinkage was not dramatic and large in most patients, but it was measurable. And this is something we had never seen before. And what is important here is that we treat young patients, and most of these patients have tumors that are growing. And so even if we see shrinkage that is minor, what that implies is that we don't see growth. And in my mind, stopping a tumor from growing in and of itself could be benefit because we prevent complications that may happen. Our phase 1 clinical trial of the MEK inhibitor had the primary goal to really identify what is the maximum tolerated dose that we can give to these children who will have to take this drug for a long period of time. What are the side effects that we see? And in addition, how does the patient handle the drug? We call this pharmacokinetics, where we look at the plasma concentrations over time. In addition, as a secondary objective, we also wanted to look at what does the drug do to the tumors of these patients. Patients with NF1 have sometimes very large, disfiguring, painful tumors called Plexiform Neurofibromas, and we measure these tumors with a method using volumetric MRI analysis. Of importance is in many clinical trials that I've done in the past, we have not seen shrinkage of the tumors, and we have not seen that the medicines that we tested would delay the time to progression. So overall, most of these studies were negative. And my expectation going into this phase 1 trial with the MEK inhibitor was, of course, we always hopeful that something else might happen, but we didn't really, to be perfectly honest, expect it. We have studied these tumors at the NCI for a long period of time. We've developed criteria how to measure these tumors. We can sensitively measure changes over time, and we were able to implement meaningful clinical trial designs. This all kind of led up to us being able to really understand what is going on when we give new agents, and shows a prime example why the NCI is doing these studies. I do feel we have made substantial contributions here that would be really difficult to do outside of the NCI intramural program.
Selumetinib not only has effects on the treatment of the neurofibromatosis, it has also presented favorable effects on thyroid cancer treatments. Pros: short-term toxic effects, decrease in neurofibroma bond, decreases in tumor-related pain, disfigurement, and functional impairment was observed. Cons: toxic effects associated with selumetinib, gastrointestinal effects, and acneiform rash.
Neurofibromatosis is a genetic condition that affects 3 million worldwide. It causes tumors to grow anywhere in the body, even in between bones, and mine is on my neck, and so I have to have an MRI about twice a year.
Removing the tumor would involve essentially just cutting the veins.
And that would involve potentially losing the ability to swallow because it involves the nerves in the back of the throat and his tongue. Part of his shoulder movement because it involves nerves kind of across the back of his neck. His facial nerve, his beautiful smile. He would be hoarse the rest of his life if he would even have a voice. After 4 years of wait and see, and we're not sure, and there might be something down the pike, and let's just see, there's just never been anything salient to kind of hang our hope on until now.
Moss. Thank you for your prayers. My tumors have shrunk a total of 36%. Thank you.
Issue spread in Ecuador. There are various non-profit organizations fighting for the disease. Some patients are rejected from clinics because of the extreme conditions they face. Some patients face discrimination for their condition. Ecuador has a law of protection and care for rare and orphan disease, but the costs of treatment are high. Therefore, we must make greater efforts to understand them, to know their origin, to investigate them, to seek to solve them or to treat them.
NF causes challenges in my life.
When my brother was born with NF, I felt angry that people stared and pointed.
When my brother Ethan was born with NF, I felt helpless to protect him.
When my brother was born with NF, I felt sad when other children were afraid of him.
When my son was born with NF, I felt overwhelmed with uncertainty.
When our son Ethan was born with NF, I had many questions and was confused.
Since my brother Ethan was born with neurofibromatosis in 2003, my family has been challenged as to how we respond to this genetic condition. May is Neurofibromatosis Awareness Month, and my family plans to expand our outreach by sharing Ethan's story. Our response consists first promoting awareness, which we do by explaining what NF is and sharing Ethan's tracts and prayer cards. Second, through performance, both presentations about neurofibromatosis and musical concerts. And thirdly, through service. We plan to encourage other families who are going through similar challenges and also to help individuals who have NF. Please give to Living with Neurofibromatosis so that we can expand our outreach by increasing awareness, engaging in performance, and serving others.
Living with NF teaches me what is truly valuable in life.
Living with NF teaches me to live by faith.
Living with NF provides opportunities to meet special people.
Living with NF encourages me to see the beauty in everyday situations.
Living with NF teaches me to accept differences.
Living with NF helps me appreciate life.
Conclusions. Children with neurofibromatosis type 1 and inoperable Plexiform Neurofibromas benefited from long-term dose use. Treatment with Selumetinib without having excess toxic effects. Selumetinib offers patients with neurofibromatosis type 1 the possibility to improve progressively, lead a healthier life, and have a more aesthetic appearance.
had brought her to an orthopedic locally, and he took off her shirt to examine her, and he saw all these spots on her body that we now know are called cafe au lait spots. And he said, does she have neurofibromatosis?
I'll never forget sitting in the pediatrician's office, and he took out his pen and he started counting the cafe au lait spots. And I knew immediately that he was going to tell me something was wrong. And he did. He said, I think your daughter has neurofibromatosis.
Neurofibromatosis, or NF as it's commonly known, is a group of 3 disorders. NF can cause tumors to grow pretty much anywhere in the nervous system. And in addition to that, it can cause bone abnormalities, bone dysplasia. What that really means is that the cells in the body are cycling out of control. The cells that are causing tumors are dividing too many times. They're growing and growing and growing. I always think of those freeway signs, that the exits and the entrances that say 1 car can enter at a time. What happens in your body in NF is that the cars are just going and going and going. That's happening inside the cell.
So the surgeries I've had have been, I guess, pretty major surgeries. The first one was to remove the tumor on my left auditory nerve, which left me deaf in my left ear. And a couple of years after that, I had surgery on my left optical nerve, which left me blind in that eye and left the muscle for the eyelid paralyzed as well.
Well, the mission of the Children's Tumor Foundation has 4 parts. First and foremost, we are a research organization. We fund research, of which we are the largest non-government funder of NF research in the world, but we also promote research by others. And now really working with pharmaceutical companies to get them to work on therapeutics for NF. On our website, we have a discussion board with over 200,000 postings about NF. We offer chat rooms that really are used worldwide. Patient support. We work through our chapters and affiliates nationwide to create a series of patient support and symposia. And then lastly, to support NF clinics.
Well, NF is about 1 in every 3,000 births. Having a foundation where you can talk to literally hundreds or thousands of people, and everyone, because they understand what you're going through, is very eager and willing to help you out.
I think what we're really trying to do is to really empower people to devote themselves to what we're doing and to really get behind the Children's Tumor Foundation in their stewardship. Because what it means is we're not just asking for their money, but we're asking them to believe in what we're doing and to dedicate their time, their talent, and their treasure to our purpose. And the day that we find a cure, who knows whose dollar it is that's going to find that. Hopefully that somebody who gives that money is going to really call it their legacy. They helped cure neurofibromatosis. What did you do in your lifetime?
I'm confident that when they find a cure for neurofibromatosis or find treatment for it, it's going to be because of the Children's Tumor Foundation.